Alright, I'm back. It's time. If anyone here happens to be lurking and care about spoilers for things that happen in Shadowbringers, now's your time to leave. Because we are tackling the New Game Plus side story for the raid content Eden. Oh, I thought I couldn't for a second. I was like, what the fuck is this? Was this? I forgot. I don't know what the hell this question mark is because, like, ARR, Evansward, Stormblood, Shadowbringers. What is this? Who knows? But beyond the borders of Norvrent, there is naught but the empty, a barren landscape devoid of life. And yet somewhere within that boundless nothing, Reen has detected a disturbance. Could this mark a return of life, or the coming of yet another cataclysm? So the empty is the area beyond in the first that was flooded with life and has been rendered barren and useless, and anyone who goes out there will also be consumed by light and turn into sin eaters, and it's just like 99%, I mean, it's like less than 99%. Basically, most of the world is an unusable wasteland, but Reen has sensed something out there where there should be nothing to sense. Back upon the world of the first. Ah, Kinliana, have you seen Reen? She's been looking for you. Wait here. I'll go and get her. Do I remember how to voice Reen? No. Sort of British, kind of quiet. Close enough. There you are. The truth is, I need your help. Now hold on. I haven't even told you what it is yet. After you defeated Emmett Selk, I sensed a strange concentration of light somewhere far to the south. In the empty, the lands that were once swallowed by the flood. I can't tell what it is, but we have to find out. For all we know, it might even be another Light Warden. But whatever it may be, I don't intend to stand by and watch. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Thancred, Urianger, and I have a few theories that we plan to test once we find whatever's causing this. The three of us were reluctant to ask for your help, considering everything that you've been through. The thing is, you're the only person who can defeat a Light Warden without becoming one yourself, so we have no choice. While we don't want to jump to conclusions, it would be a good idea to have you there, just in case. So, will you come with us? I wouldn't have it any other way. Thank you, Kinliana. This means a lot. First of all, let's head to the Derrick in Amarang. Thancred and Urianger should have everything ready by now. If you hear a weird hissing noise when I talk, it's because the radiators of my house are chugging. They do be hissing up a storm right now because Old House Lamau. So we got some settings to change. So pitch them out music and turn on cutscenes that we already have seen. "'Tis a blessing to see thee so hale." Sorry to drag you all the way out here. I have a feeling you'll miss this place when you see where we're going next, though. I hope the desert creatures didn't give you too much trouble on the way here. I doubt they posed any sort of challenge to her, but that I could say the same with confidence about whatever fiend may be waiting for us out there. Even if the light that Reen sends turns out to be nothing of consequence, the Empty is hardly the most welcoming of places. Anything that could survive out there is not to be trifled with. Moreover, it should be reiterated that the light-blasted wasteland poseth as severe a threat as any foe we might face. In any event, we are in agreement that this phenomenon doth warrant investigation, though for lack of more precise means of navigation, we must needs rely on Reen's innate abilities to guide us. I have formed several hypotheses regarding the nature of the light, but speculation is a poor substitute for first-hand observation. There'll be plenty of time for us to talk about it on the way. Is the Sky Slipper ready, Thancred? Ready to take us wherever we need to go, aye. Back again, too, maybe, if we ask it nicely. Though the light hath been expunged from Norvrent, the ambient ether of the Empty is still corrupted. Dangerously so, in fact. The flood of light devastated everything in its wake. The soil, the air, the water, all rendered incapable of supporting life. 'Tis due to this imbalance that the Empty remaineth utterly uninhabitable, even a century thereafter. That's why we're taking every possible precaution. Between the aetherometers I've packed and Reen's unique abilities, we should be able to detect any measure any fluctuations in our alignments. According to the Crystarium scouts, a few days out there won't affect us to any noticeable degree, but much longer than that, and we'll risk becoming sin eaters. Since we still don't know how Chocobos and Amara will fare in the Empty, we opted for a more mechanical mode of transportation. This comes courtesy of the researchers at the Bean, who found it in the Crystal Tower and restored it to working order. It's quite safe, I promise. The person in charge said he'll have parts delivered from the Crystarium should anything break. He seemed quite eager to see what we bring back from the Empty, even though I told him we're not hunting for treasure. I'll introduce you if we have a chance to stop by Mordsuk at some point. Anyway, I think that covers everything. When you're ready to leave, just say the word. Well then, shall we? With a name like the Empty, I wasn't expecting much in the way of pleasant scenery, but this is downright depressing. To look on the lens swallowed by the flood with mine own eyes, 'tis a chilling sight indeed. Approximately 9/10 of this world are as this, a slate all but wiped clean. Were it not for the warriors of darkness and Minfilia. Reen, are you sure we're heading in the right direction? Yes, I'm certain. There's no telling how far away it is, though. Nothing for it but to keep going, then. You two back there may as well take a nap. I have a feeling we've a good few malms ahead of us. I have to stay. It's a touch larger than I was expecting. And is it sleeping? No, it's waking up. I don't like the sound of that. Is it a light warden? No, I don't think so. Instead of being filled with light, it is light. The first Sin Eater. Long have I strived to unravel the mysteries surrounding the flood of light, to discover what set that terrible cataclysm in motion. Every thread led to the same conclusion, the same single point. Single being. I have reason to believe that the entity we see before us is the first Sin Eater, the instigator of the flood, the very foe Minfilia vanquished a century ago. She gave everything she had, and won. But this abomination could undo her work. Aye, the possibility cannot be denied, though it is oft said that destruction and creation are but two sides of the same coin. Reen, knowest thou of what I speak? The power to shape reality, to bend the laws of nature. For what was once shattered may be forged anew. That's all well and good, but I don't think we should give it... Don't you think we should give it a name first? Eden. Utopia in Fae, a most auspicious title. Now that that's settled, perhaps we should find a spot to set up camp. I even brought a couple of tents, on the off chance, but pitching the damn things is something of a fine art. Does anyone fancy helping me? I never realized that putting up tents could be such a bother. Still, I'm glad that we got there in the end. Thancred should be back from scouting the area soon. Once he's here, we can plan our next move. During the course of your investigation, you may discover valuable artifacts. Those can be exchanged for equipment by speaking to this guy in Mordsuk, aka here's some raid talk. Though frequent rest may allay the symptoms of prolonged exposure to the empty's ambient ether, it would be unwise to linger here over long. I wonder what's taking Thancred so long. Ah, there he is. Well, that was rather uneventful. Not that I'm complaining. Did you find anything? No, thankfully. There's naught but barren plains in every direction, apart from Eden, obviously. I tried approaching it, and the brute didn't even seem to notice me. I thought it best not to tempt fate, so I withdrew. We should act now, before it's fully awake. Meaning what, exactly? When I think about the flood of light, I get the feeling that rather than destroying everything in its path, what it actually did was stop the flow of ether. Of course, that meant that all the plants, animals, and people here could no longer survive. They must have crumbled to dust in the years since. But the ether is still here, lying dormant. If Eden is the one that caused it, maybe it can get it flowing again. I don't know for certain, but I think I can use Eden to bring life back to the empty. Now hold on a moment. What makes you think that's even possible? And how do you expect to control that kind of power? Reen's aspirations may not be as preposterous as thou dost surmise. I believe Minfilia halted the Flood of Light's advance not by destroying Eden, but by silencing it. And in so doing, she hath gifted us an opportunity too precious to waste. Even now, the flame of hope burns on. Aye, as Minfilia's successor, it standeth to reason that Reen doth possess the means to exert her will over Eden. But such a monumental task is not to be taken lightly. What sayest thou, Kinliana? I imagine this is easier said than done. Yes, you're probably right, but I have to try. Very well, Reen. You've made up your mind. So, how should we go about this? I have an idea. I've been studying it carefully ever since we arrived, and it seems to me that the light is more concentrated at a certain point. I suppose you could call it the core. That giant Talos had a core too, like a beating heart. It controlled the flow of ether. If Eden's core is the same, perhaps we could use it to restore the etheric balance? The theory is certainly sound. By employing Ethernet shards as beacons, mayhap we could trace the ethereal flow to Eden's core, and in so doing, secure the means to teleport to the very heart of the beast. Thankfully, the Settlement Council has kindly furnished us with a plethora of apparatus by which to perform such feats. However, we must needs first have Reen study the entity's interior and chart us a suitable course. Once we have reached our destination, I shall fabricate a means by which you may directly communicate with Eden, and mayhap exert a measure of control over it. You can really do that, Oriange? All credit is due to a dear friend, a gentle soul long since departed, who imparted to me a wealth of knowledge concerning etherology. F in the chat for Moonbruda. Although I am certain she would be all too quick to chastise my methodology. Excuse me for interrupting this trip down memory lane, but I don't imagine that Eden will be too happy about us rummaging around in its innards, for want of a better term. In all seriousness, though, I wouldn't be surprised if there was some sort of welcoming party arranged for intruders. Perhaps you'd best lead the way, Kinliana. It's true that she's the only one who can defeat a Lightborn, but I'd rather not rely on her any more than we have to. Yes, but I haven't forgotten what happened when she absorbed too much light. But as Alize said, making promises that you have no way of keeping is not a kindness. Now, I wish I could put down the Wardens myself, but the simple fact is that I can't. There's no point in pretending I can. That's why I'm asking Kinliana. And perhaps I could... You already have a job to do, remember? The only reason this plan even has a chance of success is because of your involvement. We need you to concentrate on the task at hand and guide us to the core. Not only that, you'll have to keep an eye on Eden itself. If we somehow manage to make it angry, get us out of there. Are you sure you want to go through with this? It's what I do best. I won't let you down. Though we will remain here, Reen and I shall do our utmost to guide thee along the ethereal stream. After thou hast breached the exterior, we shall remain in contact via these link pearls, courtesy of our comrades in the Crystarium. Being relics salvaged from the Crystal Tower, I fear they may be somewhat less reliable than those to which thou art accustomed. I'm 99.9% sure I cannot solo these 80s. You can solo the 70s. Do I give it one try for funnies? I might give it a try for funnies. I'm gonna die. We're gonna have to do these with real people. But I think I'm gonna try and solo it for giggles. It's gonna kill me. Who's ready? Yeah, you can definitely solo some of the 70s. I killed Doom Train on my own and I was like, oh, oops. But I don't see myself being able to beat this. Be careful! Huge amounts of ether are rushing to the core. Wait, what's that? Keeper of Knowledge, Eden Prime. that's a lot of damage. Maybe I can solo these. It really depends on if there's any DPS checks I won't be able to make. Right, okay, dimensional shift is the one that hurts a lot. I need to remember that. Ooh, yikes, 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 yikes. Ah! Yeah, so this is the DPS check I'm not sure if I can make. We'll have to find out. Oh, yep, unto dust. Oh, no. I don't think I can kill it. I think I would have had to kill them closer together. Bummer. I could have done that, but yep. Okay. I'm going to give each of them one try. I think I could do that, but it's going to be a waste of time to try too many times. I'll give each of them one good old college try. Yeah, so those two things have to die closer together. I killed one too soon, I think is what happened there. Alas, that means we're going to have to sit here and vibe to the music while waiting for friends to join the cause. The teleportation apparatus hath been calibrated successfully, and I believe the probability of irreversible disintegration to be relatively low. We're ready whenever you are, Kinliana. Can't get this bloody thing lit. Must be because the ether stopped flowing, just as Reen said. Though if this plan of hers as Niryanje's actually works, we might have to stop calling this place the Empty. Alright, not bad, not bad. This stuff, unlike the Bahamut ones are in the normal raid roulette, so like your chances of getting a team are actually not bad. unlike old stuff. Old stuff, it's just big yikes. Alright, we already watched this. We don't need to watch it spawn in again. Don't pop those. That was an interesting choice. Right, level 90, or level 80. I need to remember I don't have all my buttons. Yeah, go off, please. Got it. No, okay, that one didn't start casting right away, so I think it actually was just a case of taking too long. Oh, they dumpstered me. I'm the last person in the instance. I definitely just got all 8 of the drops. It's only fair. I frequently dumpster others. Oh, they only dumpster me with 1 treasure chest. How kind of them. It seems that Thancred's prediction about there being some sort of guardian was right. Thankfully, it was nothing you couldn't handle. And I'm glad to say that you haven't absorbed any light either. So far, so good. Now that the way is clear, the Aethernet shards can send us to the core and back whenever we need. Why don't we give them a try? Once Urianger has activated the device, it's my turn. The time hath come, Reen. Watch over me, Minfilia. Is this supposed to happen? Eden is offering considerable resistance. Not now. Not when I'm so close. Urianger. I am unharmed, but what of Reen? No, you listen to me! Reen, be careful. It worked. I'm in control now, I think. Although I'm now linked to Eden, I still need to figure out how to give it commands. Pray tell, what caused it to convulse so violently? It must have been when Eden rose into the air. I'm still struggling to stop it from drifting too far from the camp. Even now, thou art. Reen, what's going on? Ah, above us. Something's coming this way. An enemy. What? How dost thou... Ah, could it be a sin-eater? I can't see them clearly, but... No, that's impossible. What is it? They're inside too. Lots of them trying to reach the core. Uninvited guests, eh? If I'd known they were coming, I would have tidied the place up. Japes are in poor substitute for a viable stratagem. In that case, I suggest that you and I deal with the ones who are already inside. And Kinliana can welcome our airborne adversary. Reen, find out if Eden has any defenses we can make use of, preferably ones that don't recognize us as the enemy. I'm not sure about that, but I can use the ether currents to send you wherever you need to go. That's my girl. Alright, everyone. We've got work to do. From what I can tell, Eden is able to form simple structures by redirecting ether, so I'll try and give you something to stand on. When you're ready, head for that portal over there. Alright, once again, we will give it the good old college try, but I'm fairly certain this one will not be possible. It's got a lot of stack and group mechanics. Antithesis Manifest, Voidwalker. Servants of the accursed light, this world is not yours to claim. By my hand, the veil between our worlds is torn open. Okay, that's not bad. There are some party mechanics later, though. Did that just overwrite my other one? It did. It's kind of awesome, actually. this. This is going to be questionable because I can only get one. Ah, fuck, that's in 20 seconds. Ooh, okay. I don't remember what that does. Okay, damage taken is increased. It's basically Vuln stack. I don't think I'm gonna live the stack. Unless... Ooh, that replaced the stack. Okay, 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 there's a chance. That replaced the stack. There are more of those, though. I'm about to get super Vuln stacks, yeah. Oh, you can only have 4. Okay. I'm gonna have to hope that I get something other than stack. If I had saved my hallowed ground, I could live a stack with 4 Vuln stacks. We'll see. Yeah, I'm about to get something else, I think. I think it's gonna go out. Yep, perfect, perfect, perfect. It's gonna eat the stack. Okay, raid is on for 7. Alright, today I learned level 80s, absolutely soloable. Assuming it doesn't have insta-kill mechanics. Only takes 16 minutes and 26 seconds. Who is this mystery knight? Someone in weird old voice set with that cool looking sword. Mystery. I already have that music. Yes, I do. Kinliana, thank goodness you're unharmed. We came as soon as we took care of our unwanted guests. They were a stubborn bunch and quite unlike anything I've ever seen in the first. No, I won't let you. Damn the light. Damn you all! Who are you? What do you want? Why am I here? What is happening? She's alive, but there's something strange about her ether. She didn't seem too pleased with Reen taking control of Eden, which may be what caused her to appear out of the blue. Beyond that, it's anyone's guess. 'Tis plain she is not a sin eater, not even in part as Vothri was. Yet this knowledge does little to assuage my fears, for she is nonetheless possessed of a power most terrible. On the other hand, if she's feeling cooperative, she might be able to tell us more about Eden. I'll keep an eye on her until she wakes up. There's no telling what will happen when she does, but I'll make it clear that we mean her no harm. Well, no further harm, at the very least. Obviously, this is not a good idea to bring her inside Eden. It's likely that reaching the core was her aim from the outset, so we'll take her to the camp. Now that things have settled down, I should get back inside and try strengthening my link to Eden. I have yet to discover the means by which the exterior was breached, though it would appear that the fiends that Thancred and I slew were of a similar nature to those led by thine own adversary, Voidsent, in other words. Although I had my hands full trying to control Eden, I caught a glimpse of your battle. That power, I've never seen anything like it. What thou witnessed was the tearing of the very fabric of reality, the creation of a rift through which Voidsent may enter. But pray tell, Reen, didst thou make any other observations? I couldn't sense any light at all in that girl or her servants. I can't really explain how, but she reminded me of Emmett Selk. Though I think it unlikely that she is an Ascian, she may yet be thrall to Zodiark. Maybe we'll have to find out. Maybe we'll be able to find out more when she's woken up. In the meantime, I'll try and improve my control over Eden. It seems to be listening more than before, instead of screaming at me like it was in the beginning. And that's not all. I made an exciting discovery. I feel a lot more confident in my ability to control Eden now. Of course, this is only the beginning. And we shall accompany thee wheresoever this path may lead. But pray tell, what manner of discovery hast thou made? I understand how Eden's power works. And therefore the true nature of the flood of light? Yes. It affected the balance of all ether in the empty, shifting it so far towards the umbral that it stopped flowing altogether. The power to tip the scales. And to tip them back again. That's what Eden does. It controls the balance of ether over a wide area, forcing it from one alignment to the other. Left alone, it still poses a threat, but if I can harness its power, I think I could use it to breathe life back into the empty. The trouble is, I haven't the foggiest idea of where to start. And if I go about this the wrong way, I'll do more harm than good.
Thou needst not bear this burden alone, Reen, nor should thou. 'Tis no simple matter of awakening that which lies dormant. All things in nature are inextricably linked. The elements maintain a fragile harmony, without which life cannot prosper.
So what should we do?
A solution hath begun to take shape in my mind, though it will require further discussion. For the time being, let us return to the camp. It would be remiss of us not to involve Thancred.
I'm curious to know what connection that girl has to Eden. If only she told us a bit more before she collapsed.
Still sleeping soundly, I'm afraid. If I'd known she'd take so long to come around, I'd have brought a good book or two to pass the time. My friends, I believe I have struck upon a method by which we may see this world restored. Ryanje, before you go any further, allow me to make a potentially very long story slightly shorter. The plan is to control Eden and realign the ether of the empty, right? In essence, yes. However, unleashing elemental energies haphazardly will not suffice. In addition, the empty is unfathomably vast. Were we only able to effect change over one small region at a time, it would take many lifetimes to complete even a fraction of our task. Instead, our energies would be better spent revitalizing each element in order, that we might set in motion a more widespread transformation.
One at a time. I hate to say this, but I don't think Eden will be able to draw out a single element without affecting the others.
For that very reason, we shall select a location in which the ambient ether we wish to restore is at its most potent. Even in a dormant state, certain elements will be more prevalent and therefore more easily manipulated. Then we rebalance the ether and return it to the land, whereupon it shall be borne on ethereal currents to the farthest reaches of the empty. But what's to prevent that element from breaking free of Eden's hold and causing a disaster of some sort? It must needs be contained. The question is, how? Kinliana, indulge me a moment if thou wouldst. Pray imagine a corporeal manifestation of each of the individual elements. What dost thou see in thy mind's eye?
Surely not.
Mayhap thou art afraid to utter the fateful word, or even to speak the name primal is to invite misfortune. Though invite it we must. As the ether is drawn forth and realigned by Eden, we shall perform a summoning, as Master Louis Soir once did on the fields of Cartano. As one who hath laid low countless primals, thy memories will shape the ether into a deiform entity, which must subsequently be dispersed in the traditional fashion.
So, defeat it, in other words, but is that even possible?
Well, it's either that or being torn to shreds. Lest thou forget, 'twill be no more than an approximation of a foe thou hast previously bested. I have every confidence in thine abilities, Kinliana. As do I, though it might help to have some idea of what you will be up against. Have you decided which element to tackle first? I propose water, the source of all life. As for the location, an area to the west of Norvrent was once home to the world's deepest ocean. Alas, the flood of light reduced it to a yawning chasm. Water. Yes, that seems like a good choice. I'll see if Eden can take us where we need to go. And I shall prepare for the summoning. Thancred, wouldst thou keep watch over our enigmatic antagonist? She may have vital information to impart. In the event that she becometh agitated, thou mayest have need to restrain her. Someone's got to do it, I suppose. I'll be praying for your success while I wait here, twiddling my thumbs. Still, I must say I don't envy you being caught in yet another one of Urianje's madcap schemes. Though, come to think of it, if the creature you must fight is born of your own memories and imagination, why don't you try thinking of something perhaps a little bit tamer than any of the primals you fought in the past? Perhaps that's not how it works. Anyway, best of luck. Eden seems to be responding well to my instructions, so we should reach our destination in no time at all. Alright, this is the place. I'll see if I can draw out the water aspect at Ether. The rest is up to you, Kinliana. Memories of Leviathan come flooding back. Give it the good old college try. You know, Leviathan, the water serpent, and what could possibly, you know, be bad about a water serpent? Oh, what's that? A water serpent with two heads? Kin, what are you thinking about over there? Born from her imagination, she gave it two fucking heads. But to be fair, in the fight itself, you have to fight the head and the tail, so this is basically the same thing, right? I am getting double autoed. This might not be possible for one person. Because normally both tanks are getting hit.
Nothing's happening because other mechanics are supposed to be going off. If there's only one of me. Love it. Yep, we've hit the loop. 40% in, and now we hit the loop of mechanics. Okay, cool. They don't knock back in this one. Oh, they do dropsy, though. $17 and 47 seconds to kill the giant snake monster with 2 heads. That was incredible! Is that what a primal looks like? Oh, not quite the same then, but why is that? The Leviathan of the Source was summoned by the Sahagin, to whom he was no less than a god. Without their faith, the deiform entity that we brought into existence differed on a fundamental level, though it was no less formidable. The manifestation relied upon Kinliana's experiences of Leviathan, and may have been influenced by recollections of other water-aspected beings, leading for further discrepancies. Memories brought to life. But I still can't tell if our plan actually worked. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. How goes it? You finished slaying your primal, or whatever it is. I suggest you get back here on the double. There's something you ought to see. What could that be? Evidently, our only recourse is to return to our base of operations forthwith. Kinliana, look! By the 12's good grace, 'tis a marvel to behold. I never thought that a whole lake would suddenly appear like this. And we're just getting started. I only hope the burden is not too much for you, Kinliana. You know, when I first heard Oriange's plan, I didn't know what to expect. But then that enormous crystal appeared and water came gushing forth, and, well... Such a profound transformation, though the chance appeareth to be limited to an area no more than a few malms in diameter. I think this proves that the water aspected ether is no longer laying dormant. So which element should we realign next, Oriange? I propose Earth. Should we succeed in returning the soil's life-giving energy, the empty shall become capable of supporting the growth of flora. Imagine that. Forests in the empty. But before we begin, I'd like to know how that girl is doing. Still sound asleep. She didn't so much as stir, even when I took her helmet off. I thought it might be getting a bit stuffy in there, and I was curious to know what sort of person we're dealing with. She seems surprisingly normal, not at all like your usual void scent. I'd say she's around the same age as you, Reen, perhaps a little older. Well, whoever she is, we should let her rest while we concentrate on the task at hand. As much as I'd love to go with you, I'd best stay here in case she wakes up and is feeling less than cooperative. And while I'm here wishing I had something to read, my thoughts will be with you as you fly off to face the next opponent. Must be a strange feeling to bring something into existence through your own willpower, only to slay it immediately after. I almost feel sorry for the poor things. All the same, I wish you luck. All goes well. He won't be waiting for long. The sooner we get this over with, the sooner we can see the results. Now, before we embark on our journey, there's one question I feel I should ask. Where are we going? I would suggest a certain region that lieth east of Norvrent, which was once home to great Mount Atlas. As for the Earth-aspected primal we wish to invoke, what could be more fitting choice than Titan? I don't think I've heard of that one. What's it like? The landslides. The landslides! He's worshipped by the kobolds. Ingrid mentioned those. They are your world's equivalent to the Mord, yes? But if our last battle's anything to go by, this one will be different from the Titan that Kinliana remembers, yes? Aye, 'twould be wise to consider the two as entirely separate beings. As such, thou must needs conceive new stratagems if thou art to triumph in the battle to come. Past experience will avail thee not, I fear. All right, Kinliana, once you're ready, we'll be on our way. Took a while, but we finally arrived. Ready, Kinliana? Memories of Titan come tumbling back. And I'm gonna run to the restroom, and we'll go get blasted by this man. Again, I mean, I thought this about the last two, but I don't see myself being able to win this solo. But maybe I can. Who knows? Alright, we should be able to get through this fight, and that will be a good place to end it for this part of New Game Plus Casual, just because with Raid being at 7, there's no way we'll be able to finish the whole second tier, so. Alright, we will give it, again, a good old college try. See if we can beat this one without any friends. Good old Titan, Lord of Crags. Anyone else remember that time that Titan was, whatever the fuck this is? It's like an Alexander Titan. Right, this is a tank swap. Yeah, I don't foresee victory in my future. I forgot this was a tank swap, tank buster. If I can heal it well enough, then cool. I don't remember. This is under, right? Yeah, okay. Didn't do it fast enough. Anyone else remember that time Titan was a car? Somehow Ken does. God, Car Titan was a journey. This was a fun savage fight. Thank you, Mom. Oh, nope. I'm gonna get hit by some bombs. That's gonna be spicy. My mother supplied me with dinner. I wasn't paying attention. What? I was out of that. My carelessness is going to get me murdered. I'm gonna hallowed ground this one. Oh, and I don't get a vuln for it. Excellent. Ugh, my cooldowns are all out of whack. Oh boy. We've hit the mechanic loop. At least they're kind enough to space out the buster so that you don't have physical vuln when he hits you with it again. Really very nice of him. This is Car Titan again. Car time, baby! Save my cooldowns for when this is over. Just do a double dot combo. I did not think Titan would be soloable. He's strong now, damn. Big stat energy. I just killed a car in 16 minutes and 20 seconds. PogChamp. I wonder if people have done ILs of those. I think I have. Yeah, I do still have the leaderboard open. Oh god, I just accidentally cranked up my volume by sitting on a button. Glad I saw that. Otherwise, I could have been deafened by someone doing something. Eden's Gate complete. We'll look at the ending cutscene to Eden's Gate, and then I'm going to take a break to eat some dinner. Yeah, gonna eat the foods. Let's see, and then it'll be raid time. Eden's Gate Resurrection. Here we go. No. No one has soloed these. Neat. I think that's the whole section, though, not just the single fight. No, yeah, Resurrection, Descent. Oh yeah, I'm beating these guys' times by a lot. Neat. I could totally submit that for funnies. Huh. Very neat. I'll have to remember to maybe go back and do it where the chat's not covered up. Welcome back. You must be exhausted. For a creature made of rock, he was a lot more agile than I was expecting. I wonder, was Titan of your world a tough opponent too? Yeah, if I'd put 1 foot wrong, I would have fallen to my doom. So all it would have taken was a momentary lapse of concentration? I don't like the sound of that. More importantly, you defeated another elemental being, which means we're a step closer to reclaiming the empty. I can't wait to see how much a difference we made this time. Did we really do all of this? Aye, it would appear that balance has returned to the element of earth, and yet... The transformation hath affected only the immediate vicinity, whereas the lands beyond this lake doth remain unchanged. It is passing strange indeed. Did we do something wrong? Though this falls short of the outcome I had envisioned, 'tis plain our efforts were not in vain. Mayhap this localized phenomenon is the result of an intersection of ethereal currents. Therefore, it is reasonable to assume that similar locations in the empty hath undergone comparable alterations. Then the ether will spread out from those points and cover the rest of... Reed. She's tired herself out. Are you all right? Perhaps asserting her will over Eden hath taken its toll. It's nothing. It didn't look like nothing to me. You better lay down for a while.
No, really, I'm fine. Anyway, we've still got work to do.
Nay, Thancred hath the right of it. It would be unwise to exert thyself overmuch.
I appreciate your concern, but I do wish you'd stop fussing.
Reen, thou knowest not the strain thou dost place on thyself. Though the elements of water and earth hath been restored, continued exposure to the empty, stagnant ether may yet sap thee of thy remaining strength.
Now that you mention it, I've been feeling a bit out of sorts ever since we got here. I should probably get away from the empty and rest for a while.
Pray do so. Meanwhile, I shall remain here. The restoration of the first two elements hath produced unexpected results, and I require time to analyze our findings. However, I must ask thee to refrain from discussing our work in the empty, even with our closest comrades.
Why? I thought they'd welcome the news.
And indeed they shall, once we have more to show for our efforts. Nevertheless, this mission is one of surpassing danger. I am loath to place our dearest friends at risk unless absolutely necessary.
You have their best interests at heart, I'm sure, but to be perfectly honest, I prefer not to keep secrets from people that I trust with my life. I don't want to make a habit of this, but do as you ask.
Seems to me that Reen isn't the only one who would benefit from a change of scenery. Our sleeping beauty would likely fare better in a more hospitable surrounding. We'll need to have our associates from the Crystarium organize a safe place for her to stay. If you and Kinliana could go ahead and have a word with them in Mordsuk, we'll catch up with you once Urianger is finished. Well, whatever it is he needs to do. But the real question is, how do they get back? Do they have to walk? Because, like, we're taking the Sky Slipper. Ellipses. Worried Dadgrid. Perhaps thou too shouldst accompany her on the return journey. I dare say she would be glad of thy presence. No, not this time. It's come such a long way since we first met, and I worry that relying on me too much will only hold her back. We won't be staying in the First forever. The time will come for Reen and I to part ways, and for her to follow her own path. I know you understand this too, Urianger. I see you trying to pass on as much of your knowledge as possible while you still can, and to her credit, she's actually taking most of it in. Reen is possessed of a natural affinity for etherology, unlike some who shall remain unnamed. A natural affinity for staying awake during your lectures, more like. Though come to think of it, she doesn't really take after me at all. However, like thee, she is predisposed to brooding in silence in lieu of voicing her concerns. Says the master of keeping his cards close to his chest. Anyway, Kinliana, you'd better take the Sky Slipper with Reen. It's true that she's been through a lot lately, but so have you. We'll need you ready for the challenges that lie ahead, so go on and get some rest. We shall await news of thy safe arrival in Almarang. But, like, really, though, how are you guys getting home? Because, like, if we take the car, that's fucking miles. You're gonna be going miles. As there is little risk in our camp being ransacked, it may be left unattended in our absence. We'll have to decide whether it's worth posting Crystarium guards to watch over Eden while we're gone. It seemed like you were having quite a serious discussion. I hope I haven't given you any cause for concern. Well, if you say so. I probably shouldn't stay in the empty any longer than necessary, though. So, do you want to take the first ship piloting, or shall I? Phew. I'm glad I had you there to keep me company. I have no idea how I would have passed the time otherwise. Now that we're here, I need to find our contact from the Crystarium. But before that, I was hoping I could have a word with you. Something's been on my mind. This might not be the best place for it, though. Those creatures over there look a bit hungry. When I first spoke to Thancred and Urianger about what I'd sensed in the empty, part of me wished we could have just left it alone. I guess I was scared of what we'd find.
But now that we found Eden, I know that I made the right choice. And if I had given in to my fear, I probably would have spent the rest of my life wondering what might have been. From now on, whenever I hear that voice inside telling me to run away, to hide, I won't listen. That's not who I am anymore. Even so, all the courage in the world isn't going to help me decide what we should do with the girl when she wakes up. You remember when you said what she said right before she passed out? Why am I here? What's happening? What if she's being controlled or forced to act against her will? Whatever the case, it's clear that she's not a monster. She's a person like you or me. Obviously, she knows something about Eden, and we need all the information we can get. But more than that, I just want to talk to her, to find out who she is and if there's anything we can do to help her. On the other hand, we mustn't forget that she's already attacked us once. What's to say she won't try it again when she wakes up? If she keeps us from reclaiming the empty, it will be all my fault. It's no good. I can't make up my mind. What do you think we should do, Kinliana? Well, even Emmett Selk had his reasons. We should at least hear her out. I see what you mean. Perhaps if we'd been able to come to an understanding, things wouldn't have ended the way they did. I hope that she's nothing like Emmett Selk, but we won't know until we speak to her. Until then, I'll try to concentrate on the here and now. Speaking of which, I need to see to Uriange's errands. The people we're on our way to meet lent us the Sky Slipper and most of the apparatus we've been using. And since we've been sworn to secrecy, I assume the same applies to them and their colleagues. Anyway, once that's over with, we can find a place to relax. Now that we're here, allow me to introduce you to the two members of our inner circle, or whatever you want to call it. That's Gulgul, who's interested in trading for any relics we find in the empty. Apparently he mostly deals in exotic weapons and whatnot, but he's agreed to keep us supplied with whatever else we can't get from the Crystarium. Now the ones we came to meet should be around here somewhere. Ah, Reen, what a relief it is to see you returned unharmed from your expedition. Sorry to have kept you waiting. We were gone a bit longer than we expected. Kinliana, I'd like you to meet Luray. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. As a representative of the Settlement Council, I'm here to oversee the delivery of equipment deemed necessary to your mission. I will be on hand to provide any assistance you may require. Actually, there's something we'd like you to take care of. It's probably best not to talk about it in the middle of the market, though. I'll take it from here, Kinliana. You should go get some rest. Before you go, I'd like to thank you for everything you've done. We still have a long road ahead of us, but if we give it our all, there's nothing we can't handle. I believe that is the end of the first stint of Eden. Yeah, because there's going to be a little cutscene here. Yes, yes. I see. Though it is mere supposition, it would behoove us to proceed with caution. Moreover, I would refrain from discussing the matter with Reen and Kinliana until we know more. Well, I appreciate you telling me, even if it's too soon to be sure. I'm the one watching over her, after all. Oracle of Darkness. I pray it's not true. Spooky Mystery, Oracle of Darkness. So that's where we're going to leave off this New Game Plus part for now, because raid's in about 17 minutes. I want to eat some food.
And it would be silly to start a whole new arc of the story when, you know, we're not going to get anywhere with it. So, slap down a stream marker. I'm going to teleport to our home. And I'm just going to vibe here. And by that I mean I'm going to eat my dinner, mute eat dinner, and then we'll probably, like, do some hunts or something to kill time. But, we're not gonna do anything too crazy with stuff